Texan Global School. Rational numbers. Fractions. In this class, we will analyze the concept of fractions with examples. First, remember that fractions belong to the set of rational numbers. These numbers are all those that can be represented in the form p over q, precisely as a fraction. Essentially, a fraction is a quotient between two numbers which expresses a certain number of portions of a whole divided into equal parts. The whole can be anything: a pizza, a glass of water, whatever you want to divide or separate into equal parts. Remember that a quotient is nothing more than a division, as seen in previous classes. The diagram indicates the parts of the fraction. A is the numerator, b is the denominator, and c is the quotient. Let's look at the first example. If we divide a donut into 4 equal parts, how would the fraction of one of those 4 parts be represented? Before starting, it is recommended to create a visual model of the problem. We then separate the donut into 4 equal parts. Because we want to know the fraction of one of its parts, we place the 1. We divide by 4, since there are 4 parts into which we divide the donut. So, the fraction of one of the 4 equal parts of the donut is 1 over 4. This arithmetic representation is also read as 1/4 or 1/4. We can then see that the numerator is 1, since we want to know the fraction of a section of the donut. The denominator is 4, since it is the number of parts in which we divide the donut. Let's look at another example. Let us represent as a fraction the amount of water needed to fill the bottle. As we can see, the bottle is missing 3 units to fill. That will be our numerator. Moreover, the total number of units for the bottle to fill is 10. That will be our denominator. So, the fraction is 3 over 10 or 3/10. In the following example, what fraction does the colored area represents in the following figure? For the numerator, we count the green colored squares. How many green squares do you see? Exactly. There are 9. Now, we will count the squares into which the whole square is divided. Can you count them? If we count vertically, we have 5. Horizontally, we also have 5. So we can multiply 5 times 5, thus having 25 squares. That will be our denominator. Therefore, the fraction is 9 over 25 or 9/25. In this last problem, we have to obtain the fraction that represents 2 sections of a circle divided into 3 equal parts. As we have mentioned, it is suggested to make a visual model of the problem. We then draw a circle and divide it into 3 equal parts. Furthermore, we draw 2 sections as the problem mentions. Once the problem is posed, we can observe the fraction that can represent the problem. The numerator is the number of shaded parts. In this case, it is 2. The denominator is the number of parts into which the circle was divided. In this case, 3. Therefore, the fraction is 2 over 3 or 2/3. Texan Global School. Global online learning. Knowledge for the world. www.texanglobalschool.com